All right, we just got out of Godzilla. I have two special guests with me. I have Susan, and I have my buddy Chris. So, we went and saw the new Godzilla movie, which was directed by Garrett Edwards, starred Bryan Cranston, Taylor Taylor-Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, and I can't say his name, that guy from Inception we'll go with, right? So,
That guy.
I've been building up Godzilla a lot on my Facebook page, did my top 10 recently, and I'm veteran when it comes to knowing all about Godzilla. Chris has heard a few of them. Have you seen a couple of them, Chris?
A couple.
A couple. And Susan just had never seen any Godzilla movies, or?
I think I might have seen one a long time ago, but
yeah,
I don't know that I really
just not
paid
really familiar with it.
Yeah, I was a little kid.
So, let's go ahead and start it off. Chris, your thoughts. What did you think of the movie?
Well, I feel like the whole thing built up to about 5 glorious seconds at the end. But they were glorious.
All right, Susan?
I think that Godzilla's put on a little weight.
You think he's too fat?
Yeah, he's paunchy. I liked the movie. I thought the graphics were really good for the most part. There was one little part with the train that was like, toy train. But other than that, it was really all the cityscapes that he destroyed. It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I liked how he rose from the dead and he wasn't.
Spoilers. That's okay. That's okay. It's a spoiler review.
It was a good marriage of old school Godzilla and the new Godzilla.
Yeah.
With the update and graphics, but then he had the old snub nose and the big haunchy legs.
Yeah.
I like the classic Godzilla.
Yeah, the one with the guys in the suit.
But he kind of got to be a good guy again.
Yeah.
Getting back to Godzilla roots, protecting.
This one just paid a lot of homage, even to the old one, to the older ones where he's a good guy fighting monsters and stuff like that. My opinion, it's the best acting Godzilla movie I've seen out of all of them, because if you see any of the Godzilla movies, they're all just dubbed, like, either horribly, or the English actors they get are just awful when they dub.
Yes.
So, I liked it. I thought it was good. Just a tad underwhelmed, because I thought it was going to be like the 1954 Godzilla film, which that took a serious tone, but I was surprised at the directions that they went. But for the most part, I thought Garrett Edwards did a good job. The acting, let's start with characters you like. We want to start with Cranston, or you guys want to start with?
Cranston killed it for like half an hour.
Cranston was
awesome.
good in this movie. Yeah, he was really good. It's just a shame that he's
almost too good.
He's so good
else.
at being upstanding and then just like breaking down and becoming this like crazy,
Yeah, that's from the show Breaking Bad. Have you all seen Breaking Bad? Or
Yeah.
You're a big Breaking Bad fan.
Yeah.
I never could get into the show Breaking Bad, mostly because I never around to see it or watch it all the way through. I've seen a couple episodes where he's good.
I had to see all of it.
It was hard. Like, we'd always watch a season and then we'd wait so long I'd forget what was going on, and then I'd come back to it and I wouldn't be interested in it. So.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Cranston. I've seen a lot of good movies he's been in. He was in Argo a couple years back with Ben Affleck, who's gonna be Batman in a couple of years. We'll see how that goes. He's a really good actor, and he did a really good job in this movie. It's just like I said, it's a shame that he does such a good job, and you feel like, oh, he can carry this film. He's dead within 30 minutes. And I was like, oh, come on. No, we got to stick with Aaron Taylor-Johnson for the rest of the movie, which, to be fair, I thought he was fine, really, but it's just that there are times where he just needs to show a little bit more emotion in scenes to carry through, but I guess, then again, he's a soldier, so he's going to have to act like a soldier, but...
It's definitely reserved. We rode that Godzilla tension the whole movie. They really wrote it.
Yeah.
Cranston he helped us get through the beginning stages.
Yeah, the beginning was good. Like, the beginning was good, and then we had to ride on Aaron Johnson's coattails for the last hour and a half of the movie, which, it's like, it's fine, but it's just not that really interesting of a character, really, I didn't think.
Not that interesting when you're just waiting for a giant lizard to show up.
Oh, yeah. Let's go into... I was so hyped when they got to Godzilla in the Hawaii airport, and then it gets this bill. Like, you see the monster. It's none of the original kaiju monsters, if you're a fan of the series. It's their own made-up creations. They call them, like, the Muto monsters, where there's a male and a female one. So he's getting ready to go fight the one monster that looks like a butterfly, which they kind of reference, if you're a fan of the franchise, to Mothra. But there's, like, a little tease of Mothra in the movie, but it's not Mothra. People say it's Mothra. It's not Mothra. It's just their own version of a monster. But it gets to that point, like, you know, you see the monster here, and you see Godzilla, and then he get ready to come big action, and then what happens?
Godzilla pushes that man down.
I'm just talking about the actual thing. Like, it cuts away. It doesn't even show them fighting for the last 2 scenes. Like,
It does keep doing that.
and I was like, I just got so annoyed. Like,
Monster. The next day, the city
Yeah.
is
I was like, guys, are you serious? Come on, we want to see a monster and action fight. Like, you have all the great build up in the world, and yet cuts away. Like, TV's like, breaking news, folks. This just happened a day ago in Hawaii. So they show like highlights of the monster fight in like about 5 seconds, and then they pass it off as a joke for the kid in the movie. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice to see some more
monster fighting, like, you know, I understand, like, they were going for a character-driven movie for the human element, which they did a good job with the human elements movie, but it's like, you go to see Godzilla, you want to see Godzilla, like, you know, beat up monsters and then stomp on people and stuff like that, but they take a different approach to Godzilla, which they stay faithful to, like, the children's Godzilla movies where he's a hero. Godzilla's a good guy in this movie. He is not going around destroying buildings, killing people, which I thought kind of misleading in the trailers, because if you guys saw the TV spots and trailers,
It
right?
did make it look like they were going to kill him.
I know, it made it look like he was the main threat in the movie. Like, you know, I thought he was just there to destroy, but no, he's just there to beat up those 2 monsters so he can absorb all the. Is that the explanation they gave, or they
restore balance.
restore balance because
Yes.
he's the god, I guess.
That was the Japanese scientist.
Yeah, that was the Inception guy.
Yeah.
He did a great job, though, I might add. It's like, I don't think there's any flaws in acting, really, like, in this movie.
The flaws, if there are any flaws, it was they drug things out. They tried to add a lot of science and background and reasons for there to be a giant Godzilla protecting the Earth from 2 monsters. And the flaw was, you don't need that many reasons.
Yeah.
Just set up a scene, a pretty day, a nice undestroyed city, throw in 2 monsters. Let me see what happens.
Yeah,
That's what I'm there for.
If they do a sequel, I imagine they'll go into more of that stuff, I think, which I hope they do. I think, would you guys be up for seeing a sequel, probably? Like,
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
if we're gonna see a new monster movie every couple of years, it might as well be Godzilla kicking somebody's butt instead of Cloverfield anonymous monster just ripping through doing the same thing.
Yeah,
itself.
they did kind of look like a Cloverfield monsters, didn't they?
They did. One of them was a flying Cloverfield monster.
I was a flying Cloverfield monster, the other one was just like the ground one, which, yeah. So I guess, well, like I said, what is your main problem? So it's just a drag on, you think?
Yeah, they were just trying too hard for a Godzilla movie. At some point, I'm like,
They try to, like, throw too much, you think, in one movie?
it was every perilous situation. The Golden Gate Bridge, full of nothing but school buses and children.
I was like, oh, that's real smart. Let's put all the children in the military on the same bridge. What could go wrong?
Absolutely nothing, as we saw.
Apparently, most of the kids get out okay. So
Stuff like that. They spent about 45 minutes trying to decipher some echo wave pattern of this could be an earthquake or Godzilla talking to us. That was
like, yeah. But
we didn't even use that at the end. It was just something to fill Godzilla's place for half an hour, 45 minutes until
it's like
they
it's
could
talking.
start teasing us with the actual Godzilla.
It's like, oh, someone's talking back. It's like, no. Susan, what do you think your main problem with it, or do you have one? Just some slow at times, or?
Yeah, there was a lot of build up, but I mean, that's to be expected with any kind of like suspenseful action movie, especially when like they didn't really give it. I'd say my main problem is that we didn't have more monster fighting. I would like to have seen we kind of saw a lot of the aftermath and but there wasn't a whole lot of action.
Yeah.
Think more action, less build up. But I mean, you could say that about anything.
But the action was good.
But actually, like the last 15 actions of it, like they do the atomic breath, which when they first did the atomic breath, I was like, yes, that's an atomic breath. I was wondering the whole time Godzilla's there, is like, we haven't seen the atomic breath yet. We haven't seen it. It's Godzilla! It's Godzilla! Oh, I don't know what's going on here, but
they did do the breath at first, and I was wondering why that was in there.
Yeah, thought it was Godzilla's work.
I was like, well, that was cool, but I guess that didn't work.
Yeah, I guess I'll go over my problems real quick from the veteran franchise. I kind of liked and disliked the design of Godzilla. Like, I could tell, I'm looking at it, yeah, that's kind of computer generated at the time, where I could tell. Sure, they had details. at times, I still stand by saying that some of the original, like the 90s suits of Godzilla, that looks more realistic than the one we got at times. But like in the distance, like you could tell it's CGI and monsters and all that as well. But
Yeah.
like I said, like I agree with what you all said. I could use a little bit more monster fights. I could have used. If you're going to have focus of the humans rate, show the actual effects all the way through. Don't just pause and just skip to the next thing and next day. Like, show all the humans, show the destruction. Don't be afraid to show it all. Just show the things that happen. Because the definition of Godzilla, he is a force of nature. Like, we can't control it. And same thing with these monsters. Like, we created them. We're just responsible for them as what they do. So, I really felt that message really didn't get cut off in this film. Like, we didn't really feel responsibility. Like, this town's like, wow, we did this, not them. But they realized, nope, it's just the monsters. They did it. So, no, that's just my main problems. But other than that, like I said, the best acted Godzilla film out of all. This is the 30th Godzilla film, so out of all 30 I've seen. I have seen all 30, but in my course of lifespan. But after all of them, I think this is the best acted. Visual effects and stuff, the cinematography was fine, directing was fine, a little bit shaky cam at the beginning, but other than that, it was fine. Final thoughts, Chris?
Just a good blend of the old Godzilla and a good update, I think. I like the direction. They didn't try to just make it a monster movie this time. It was kind of a Godzilla movie again.
It was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Okay. That's a good movie. I recommend it. I will probably give it like a B or B plus. Does that sound about right? B or B plus? Which one do you go? B plus or B? Or a little bit more higher.
B plus is good if you like Godzilla.
Yeah, B plus. Okay. B plus, A minus.
B.
She gives it a B. Okay. I'll give it a. I'll give it a B plus because I'm a fan. Yeah, good job. All right, so that's our thoughts on Godzilla. Chris, Susan, thanks for joining me, and we're gonna graduate tomorrow. Class of 2014. Yeah.